Hi, everybody. So, this is the Talk with Tina and Chasity. Um, we're just getting on here to talk to you guys, tell you guys about the opportunity just a little bit, um, and hang out. So, I'm just gonna hold up for a few minutes and see what we can get started here. Hey, Keisha.
Hey Tina. Hey, like you say, it's talk time with Tina and Chastity. It's your girl Chastity Feels
Yes.
Bay in the building.
How is everyone out there? I hope everyone is having an awesome weekend. It is Saturday. So for all of us who do Forex and crypto, we kind of got the weekends off, even though we don't work too much during the week either. But hey, it is what it
Right.
is.
It's like, is it Monday already?
I know,
Right.
right?
Tell them we look
I
forward
know.
to Mondays where everybody else look forward to avoiding Monday.
They avoid Monday, looking forward to Friday. Already skipping 4 days ahead. Just
Right.
rushing through life. Just rushing through life. We don't want to rush through life no more just to get to the weekend. Every day should be the
Right.
weekend.
Every day is the weekend. Right.
So, hey Keisha, how are you? How are you? Hi Carlos. How are your guys' weekend going? Hi Anthony. How's your weekend going?
Right. Just give everybody
Yeah,
give a few more
just a
people
few.
time to get on and join us and share some information. Like you say, just want to see how everybody doing and how everybody's
Of
week's
course.
going and things like that. And then we're gonna, get right into it. So
Was it not crazy though? The other night when we were all on there, I'm like super proud of Sasha.
oh
Like
yeah,
she was
for
bold. Like she put on her big girl panties and she
she
went in for it. She was playing no game,
she sure
like
did,
none at all.
especially as a new trader. But that's what happens when you trade together as a team and you learn together as a team. We
Yeah.
can trade and share strategies because, like we say, uh, forex it's easy, but you do have to learn what you're doing. And let us be the first to give you disclaimers. Past results does not guarantee future profits as well as income. We make no guarantees and no warranties that you will make a certain income, but the potential is definitely there. So, make sure we let them know those things first. But
Yes.
yeah, in about 30, not even 30 minutes, we all made a profit. And profit is
Yeah.
profit, whether it's $1 or $200, because the nature of it, the bank is not going to give you anything. Uh, they may give you that little 1% at the end of the year, but you know that's nothing. When you can learn to multiply your own money, it's very rewarding. Like I say, we're all looking forward to Monday, which is Sunday, but Monday in the trading world. So everybody's like, is it Monday yet? Sunday afternoon, which is Monday, because we're ready to get back
Yep.
into the skill that we're learning. That's
Yep.
how exciting this is. It's like, you're looking forward to learning more. And, as you start studying the pairs and things of that nature, you get to learn more. And it's like, this is like paying for college at a fraction of the cost. Number one. Number two, you're not going to go
Yeah.
in debt trying to learn a skill, especially a skill set that once you learn it, it can never be taken away from you. So, you know I mean, that's just, that's the exciting part, is that we just constantly learning and earning, and especially as a team, because no one wants to do things solo. You always want to be with a family of people to do it together, because when you join these opportunities and things, you want to know that you're not going to be left alone. And like we say, a lot of things, if you look at a lot of our posts, you'll see us say late night trading with the team, or sometimes we're just up sharing ideas, or just having a good time. with each other.
Yeah.
So, Anthony
Yeah.
say he likes the t-shirts. Aren't they nice, Anthony?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I did
uh,
a little something, just a little. But yeah, I'm super proud. Like, sometimes it's daunting. It can be daunting when you're learning something new for the very first time. And I'm super proud that,
mm-hmm.
for the most of us, we've all been together now since November, between November and December for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that was on the group trade the other night been together since November, December, and it was really, really nice and really, really awesome to see that what we were doing was coming together, that we were actually helping one another. We were making sure everybody had the correct information, making sure that basically we were doing our own little checks and balances. We were making sure that everybody was on the same page. We all see the same thing, which
Right.
just actually reinforces the education, because it's no different than when you have study groups. It's no different
Right.
when you get together with a group of friends, you study, you quiz each other, and you make sure that you guys have the right answers, or that you guys are on the same page and you see the exact same thing. I mean, it's really going to be awesome to go further into 2018 with these individuals, because we all come from different areas. Like Fred, I believe Fred is in Texas or
Mm-hmm.
something. I'm Louisiana. You're in California. Ant is in Florida. Roxanne is in Florida. All these different peoples, and we all came together to say, hey, we all want the same thing. We all want to better one another.
Right.
We want to better ourselves so that, going forward, we aren't stuck in 2017 situation, 2016 situation that carried over into 17,
Right.
2015 that carried 16 and 17. It's actually now an opportunity that, is no longer talk about making a
Right.
change. You actually have the tools and the ability to do it.
That's
Like,
right.
But tonight we're going to talk about our whys, why we joined in with iMarkets Live to learn how to trade on Forex, as well as starting January. They also have education on how to trade, cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Litcoin. I just kind of like saying those two because they rhyme, Bitcoin and Litcoin. But there's also, I think it's Ethereum and Ripple and Dash or
It's
something.
so
I mean,
many.
so
It's
many coming out that, the opportunities are endless. I know right now Ripple and Bitcoin seem to be the fastest moving, which
mm-hmm.
if you are brave and bold and you really want to go for the gusto, those would be probably something that you want to look at. I'm not that brave and bold. I'll stick with Litcoin and some of the
Right.
baby coins. They don't move as fast. They're still crawling. I
Right.
can I can I can watch that, but my husband is so thrilled about this web analyzer for cryptocurrency that iMarkets Live have, because this web analyzer, if everything lines up, it's like a guaranteed trade. Like he was just telling
Mm-hmm.
me that earlier today. He was like, okay, if I'm studying it correctly, if all four indicators line up, then it's a guaranteed trade. How
Right.
many guarantees can you get in life that could possibly make you $1,000 in 10, 15 minutes? I know a couple. You might go to jail later, but but you know, how many times can you say that? I mean, unless you're planning. And I know a friend of mine, he did it. He worked 80 hours in 1 week to make $1,000 on his check. That's 80 hours of his life that he's not going to get back. And there's only 24
Right.
hours in a day. So
That's
imagine
right.
how much he was working. He was working more than he was at Alorica longer in the day than he was at home, or he was able to hang out with his friends because his family was in California.
Right.
So he was there more than he was anywhere else, just trying to, get what he considered an awesome paycheck. An awesome
Mm-hmm.
paycheck. And with this opportunity, you can make your paycheck And, I want to say, and probably if you're actively watching the charts, then you're probably going to make that same amount of money, 4 or 5 hours just sitting there watching the charts, watching everything move
Right.
up and down and going back and forth. If you, set it and forget it, then you're going to make that same amount of money and you're not even at home to see it. It's just, you look back and I made, $200-300. Or if you're, bold like Miss Sasha was, you made like $1,000-2,000.
Right.
And that's not, most people don't even make that every 2 weeks. Like they don't
Right.
even make that every 2 weeks. How
Right.
would that change a person's life? Like, just how would that change a person's life? If you made, like you and I was talking yesterday, if you made $200 a day for 200 days, that is $40,000.
Yeah.
That is $40,000.
And tell
That's
them,
not
keep in
even
mind, you
a
can do
year.
it right from home too. That's like the extra beauty in it, is that
Not
you can
even
sit,
from home.
well,
I
anywhere in
was
the
taking
world, anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it from anywhere in the world. Because I was taking the kids. I wanted to try naked trading. So well, let me rephrase that. I wanted to try what they call naked trading because there's no indicators. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't naked in trading. So I just, I just want to make it clear. I was using no indicators and I was, doing that. And I was like taking the kids to school. Disclaimer, do not drive and trade. Don't do that. But I was taking the kids to school and I could watch my trades going. I seen when I went in profit and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take that. That works out. So I understood how that one was going. I knew what candles I was looking at. I'm
Right.
cool with that. But to talk about why Chastity, myself, and numerous other people have started jumping on board to learn how to trade on the Forex. So I feel like I've monopolized the initial portion of this live. So I'm gonna let Chastity jump in here and go over her why she wants to. I see you, Keon.
All right.
Why
Hey, Keon.
she why she joined our markets live so that she can learn this opportunity. Like she's gonna tell you why.
Okay. Well, number one, my why, of course, one, like I always say in some of my other videos, number one, my why was to end the generational poverty. Number one, that's like my overall why of why I'm doing this. And I know to some people it doesn't make sense. It's like, why don't you go get a job? And it's like, why don't you invest in yourself? So like I say, that's my overall why, and to be able to put myself in a better financial state than the previous years, because if you keep doing the same things we've been doing, like you said, that's insanity. So, those are my whys, why I did this. And, because it's like, you're going to either go to school or and be in debt, you're going to go apply for a loan. Then you got to wait, pay for the loan. Then not only that, you have to pay it back with interest. And then you wait for someone to give you a job, and then you're making less than what you probably even paid to go to school for in the first place. Not every job, but a lot of them. So, those are the whys and the reasons that, that I chose to do this. And then, of course, this little beautiful baby here, and I got my other son in there too. These are my whys, to be able to teach them something and to show them something and to leave them something other than debt when I do leave this earth, to show them that it is a better way. And, the ways that we've been taught, your parents tell you, go to school. Right from, home or anywhere in the world. So it's no reason that, you don't have, some type of education, because you have to learn a skill no matter what it is that you do. But, it's how are you learning the skill, and what is the skill going to do for you once you learn it? Is it going to put you in a better financial state than yesterday in the previous years and those things? Is that what's going to happen? So, like I say, those are my whys. Those are the biggest reasons. I mean, they're never going to change. That's, like I said, it's to be able to make sure that these boys are okay, and, that I'm okay. That way I can, help the family when they need help and things of that nature, not to be used and abused, but to be able to, to help, because, we understand life happens, but the way that life is, you can change your decisions. You can choose to make better decisions and learn, learn a skill. That's pretty much the nature of it, So, I mean, I'm not sure if
Yes.
your why is the same or similar, semi close, but it is what it is. I mean, you want to be able to be able to do what you want. Why not? You can be in Italy, you can still trade. You can be in Dubai and you can still trade, because like I was just telling someone, as I do grow in my business, my son's going to be homeschooled, because I'm not going to let a school stop me from being able to go where I want to go, because that's the beauty of, being, investing your money into a business where you can go and you can do what you please and when you please. So, the kids will have tutors. The tutors will be going along with us, because we're going to do what we want to do. And, we're going to do it as a team. Sometimes it'll be solo things, solo missions and stuff. But, we're going to do it together as a team, and like I say, we trade, like you told them, we trade together as a team. The other night, we all profited together. You just use proper risk management. And, once you feel comfortable doing it, those are some of the skills that you're going to learn. And when you feel comfortable upping your lot size, like she said, the one team member of ours, she was bold, but she was a newbie, but she's been studying and she trusted her instincts. So, we all ready for Monday, and we ready for those bigger lot sizes too. So, you know, that's it. We always educating ourselves. And like Keon's saying in the comments, you have to grow and develop. You always got to grow your mind and keep developing your mind. Though, you have to, because, like I tell people sometimes, you have some people who are mentally locked up in their own brain, and they've never been to prison or anything, but they're so stuck and so behind that they can't grasp the concept and move forward with anything. I don't care what it is, whether it be, like we say, going to school, investing in yourself, or anything like that. You got some people that are just mentally locked up, and they don't know how to get out of it, or they're scared to get out of it. Like they talk about those paradigm shifts, people are scared of change, and you have to make change. You have to make changes. I mean, even the seasons change, the clocks change, the calendars change, the days change. So you're supposed to change with it.
Yep. You can't stay in the same spot. I mean, for me, my whys are going to always be my family, like my husband, my kids, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, niece, nephews. Is family is always going to be your number one why. So,
Mm-hmm.
that's hands down for anybody. My second why is it's time. I don't mind. I'm not one of those people. I'm not shy. I don't tell people, no, I'm not going to tell you my age. I'm 39. I will be 40 in September. My husband is 40. He'll be 41 in April. He's given 10 years to, a factory. I've given 9.5 years to a factory just for, to leave that particular job and find out that it's hard out here. It's hard out here to just pop in and out of different types of industries. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And, my biggest thing was I did call center work for a while, and, we had some deaths in the family, and then to come back to work and hear people complain about a cable bill. And I was just like, no, I can't. And I might be going through my own personal thing, because, I had to help my mom bury her boys, both of them. And I'm like, you guys are complaining about cable bill. And I'm like, I know this is not for me. There's something out there that I need to do, because I can't sit here and listen to people make excuses and do just trivial things. Just,
right.
And basically they're doing what they think is best for them, because at the end of the day, they're calling in because they're trying to save money. It's not that they don't want the products and services. They're trying to save money because they have to have their money do other things.
Right.
Like, pay their bills, such as the rents, buy groceries, things like that. I mean, when you get people calling in saying they can't buy groceries because they got to pay their cable bill. Well, A, your priorities are messed up because you need to go buy groceries first anyway. B, it's not that big of a deal. It's cable. So I just knew at that point and at that time in my life, and I told my husband, because, making $12 an hour and getting commission, that's a lot to leave a job like that. It's a lot because you got two sources of income and you got making good money. But I just couldn't do it anymore. And he was 100% supportive. Like, he was 100% supportive of that. So knowing that there was something else out there, and I think this is where we were supposed to be, that's my second why. My third why is I'm going to teach my kids this. Why? Because when I sit here and I watch, and I know people do it, they watch these reality TV shows, and if you pay attention to the shows, they're not teaching their kids to go fill out applications.
Sure not.
I mean, I did a brief post. I did a brief post because I loved the Chris Lee Knows Best TV show, but he made his 10-year-old for $500. I seen this man throw an iPhone into a lake to tell his son, you're going to spend family time with us. You're not going to be on your phone. Just tossed it. Most people would have a heart attack, but he just tossed his phone into the lake. So I know that doesn't bother him. $500 doesn't bother him.
Right.
But he told his 10-year-old son who wanted to start a YouTube channel, you need to come to me with a business plan, young man. A 10-year-old. So he had to he had to do a full-on presentation as to what this $500 is for and what it's going to do. But we teach our children to go to school and, like you were saying last time, to go get an education and then go ask somebody for a job.
Right. Go in debt to ask somebody for a job.
Yeah, and so that's I was explaining to a lady I was talking to last night. My whole goal is that once I teach my 18-year-old who's going to college, she wants to be a pediatric cardiologist. Now, normally it's insane money for her to go to school and do this, first and foremost. Second, when she gets out, I did start thinking about it. She's got to do a residency, then she's got to go to interviews, and then she's got to get selected out of however many other students that are there that's up there for the same job. And I just want to put her in a position that, in real life talk, just if she doesn't get selected the first round, she can still be okay. Like, she doesn't have to. She's basically following her dream because it's her dream. She's not reaching for something to do it because it's her only means of survival out in the world.
All right.
She has a second skill set. Nobody's going to let a surgeon cut on them if they don't have the skill set. So, she's going to have two. She's going to have her doctor training, and then she's going to have her ForEx training. So I just want to make sure that my kids are going to be set, like I said, doing the math on this. Once I teach them.
Oh, your little friend's upset in the background.
I hear Tubby. That's okay. I'm gonna talk to him later. We're gonna go night. But, I'm doing the math at this, and I'm like, I have a 10-year-old, and if we just get her to learn the trade and learn to pull $200 a day out of the market, like I say, 200 days, that's $4,000. She's 10 years old. She has to be 11 in May, so she roughly has 8 years left before she goes to college. We're talking $40,000 minimum a year, times 8 years. If you haven't done the math on that, that's well over $300,000 in just graduating high school.
Yep.
What 18-year-old graduates high school and has actively, not born with a silver spoon in their mouth, their parents set up a trust, but actively gone in and made $300,000 just so that they will be okay when they graduate too.
Yeah.
Like, who can say that their kids know that? Like, Tubby is 1 year old. Can you imagine?
Oh yeah, because he's learning too. He's learning.
I'm just saying that if you were to set that up, I mean, like, I know you're going to do it, but just for the others who are watching, if you start doing the math on this, a minimum $200 a day for 200 days is 365 days in a year. That means there's 165 days that you didn't trade. So
Right.
we're talking 7 months, roughly between 7.5 months of trading. You
Right.
make $40,000 for your kid, times however long it's going to be until they hit high school and in college. I mean, you can't have a better why if you're a mom and a dad. You
Right.
can't have a better why.
Yep. Because you get to stay at home and you get to catch those moments with your kids, whether they're little babies or older. You know, like you said, those are your whys, and then you're teaching them a skill because, like you said, you're getting ready to start teaching your kids to trade. And I'm going to open up an account for my son with, I think, who was it, JAFX, because you can put smaller amounts in it and teach him to trade. You know, I'm going to start teaching him how to trade. You know, he likes to be on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. So I said, get on here and start talking about what you're learning, you know, because he's watching, you know, he comes and watches the charts and asks questions here and there. And like you say, Tubby, he's always in the midst of things. He's on the Zooms with us. Anthony can contest to that. He's, you know, sometimes he's even talking to the charts and the charts start moving and
Things
stuff.
to the market.
Yeah.
He does.
So, you know, teaching them, you know, you teach them young. What's the saying? You train a child in the way, and when they get older, they will not part from their ways. So you start teaching them young, you know, and especially for a lot of us that are getting involved with little babies, because, you know, from the age of 1 to 5, those are their most, you know, well, from birth to 5, I'll say, are the most important years. And what they learn is sticks. It's, you know, it's a sponge because, you know, I have him watching like his ABCs and stuff on YouTube a lot. Now he's starting to sing them. He's 15 months. You'll hear him start singing his ABCs. You see what I'm saying? So that's just by just hearing it and seeing it every day. So same thing with trading. He's going to know he'll probably be a master trader by the time he's 5 years old. I'm claiming it because he's that smart. He'll probably, you know, be giving us trade signals at 5 years old. People will be calling me like, what's the baby's analyst today or whatever, you know, because, you know, that's how easy it is. I mean, you know, it is a lot to learn. But it's kind of like a lot of stuff that we learned in school. You know, it's coming up through elementary school and everything. You've already learned this stuff. So when you actually go back in the academy, you're like, wow, I remember hearing that in school. Or, you know, so we did learn this in school. Now, they might not have been as adamant about it in every district, but, you know, just basically going through like your history and stuff. All of this is just history repeating itself, but in a more advanced way, you know, especially now via the internet. So, you know, now everything is like at your disposal, but, you know, it's just, you know, you just keep learning and you keep learning. Like you said, you know, you teach your kids, teach them when they're young, you know, make them entrepreneurs because like they say, our president, you know, he's an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur made it as president. Despite your views and thoughts, that's a whole nother situation. Just the fact that an entrepreneur, you know, made it to president, you know. Someone who started their own business.
The one thing that, you know, before I was younger when I heard this about our president, he had said one thing that actually made 100% to 3,000% honestly sense to me because he was in real estate. And my thing was there was a saying that he had said in an interview or something where he said that real estate is a very good thing to get into. I can't really word it for word the way he said it, but he said it was one of the reasons why he really wanted to get into real estate because nobody is making land. So if you understood what he was saying, nobody is making land. So there's only so much land, and whoever owns the, you know, more of the land is going to be the one that's going to be successful. Well, guess what? The currencies, the markets with Forex, if you really look at it and you look at the cash flow quadrant from the Rich Dad Poor Dad, there's only 1% that owns pretty much all of our money. They you know, they don't make the money. Don't get me wrong. They don't make the money, but they determine where the money goes within the country. Because they're the ones that are employing people. They're the ones who decide, you know, we're going to come out with a product today. and we're going to market this product, and we're going to make everybody else either pay for it or work for us to pay for it. So we work for the people to make money to turn around and give it back to them. So that means, you know, they figured this out. They figured out how to be the 1% to own the majority of the money and tell everybody else what to do to get this money. But then they're also telling you what to do to give it back to them.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense, because just like I was speaking with the young lady last night, she works at Dollar General. And I say, so I'm pretty sure when you're at work, you see something that you may say, oh, I need to pick that up. Well, what did you just do? You just earned your money from Dollar General, and before you left work that day, you turned around and gave it back.
Yep.
It's no different. It's no different when you look at it on a grander scale. You have these people that make things that we want, and then we figure out a way to either, like, people will go and they say, I want to work for Apple. But then what do you turn around and do? You become the brand of Apple. You wear Apple watches, you have the Apple phone, you have all the Apple accessories, all the way down to Apple, you know, their designated phone cases, things like that. Like when I worked at Target Distribution Center, there's no Target in Tipton. They don't do that. If there's a warehouse or distribution center, then the stores have to be X amount of miles away. These people would go on the weekends or on their days off to go shopping at Target. That's 45 minutes away in both directions.
Oh, that's
so not only did you, yeah,
that's a nice drive.
That's, you know what I mean? So you're driving from Tipton to Valdosta to go to the Target store, or you're driving from Tipton to Albany to go to the Target store. So now you've spent gas and you're giving them back your check, especially when it's back to school, because, you know, you're shopping and you're just giving your money back to your employer, just giving it back. With Forex, if you really take a look at the concept of what you're going to be doing, you're going to be pulling money out of the market, and you worked for nobody. You didn't have to clock in. You're not packing a box. You're not, you know, swiping. You're not checking somebody out. You're not stocking shelves. You're not sitting in a cubicle answering telephones for people. Right. You're not, you know, sitting at a cubicle answering telephones and then turning around and selling more products on their behalf. You're just sitting at your house and you're learning a skill set, and then you're pulling money out the air. Literally, you're pulling money out the air because you really didn't work for nobody. You didn't put any effort or time into making a product great for somebody else. You put effort and time into yourself to make yourself great, and you got paid for it. You got paid for making yourself great with a skill set.
And then not to mention,
now, I don't know how.
Then not to mention it's recession proof, because like the other day, like when you had posted on your page, people got up to go to work that worked at Sam's Club, and without notice, people go to work the next day thinking they're ready to, you know, carry on their normally duties, and what they do, Sam's Club had a lock on the door. So Forex is a recession proof career. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere. Once the world goes somewhere, and even still, it'll probably still resurface, because it'll still be some type of system where it's basically, the term would be like quid pro quo, you know, something for something, where we're exchanging a little bit of money and time, but we're doing it on our own time for money. But, you know, don't make money your only reason for doing it. But that's what we're exchanging, you know, because, you know, you're going to exchange time for money and certain things, but it's how you exchange your time and your money is the main important thing of it all. It's how do you exchange your time for your money. And, you know, like I say, to me, like I say, I can't wait till tomorrow afternoon, 5:30 or 2:30 Eastern, or 5:30, what's the time on the Eastern? Because you know,
5 p.m. Eastern.
Or 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
Got to go back 4 hours. Which was it? 4 hours for you.
Right. Well, 3. So it'll be 2 o'clock. So I'm looking forward to 2 in the afternoon tomorrow. Hey, Ashley. You know, just to be able to get back into the markets, because like she said, Forex is a 5 days a week, 24 hours, 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. Crypto is 7 days a week, but the cryptocurrency, it's another thing, you know, but we're working our way up to it. You know, some people in our company are already in the cryptocurrencies and stuff. But like we say, we're just, we're looking forward to the markets opening. I'm sure like half of the team and some of the people that are on here and other people that are watching, they agree. Like we say, we look forward to Mondays. Monday is not that dread day of the week. Like, oh my God, it's Monday. Like we're like, when Thursday hits, it's like, oh my goodness, is it Monday yet? And that's on Thursday.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Monday. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just came to me, I just thought about it. People get up on Monday morning and whatever time, and they go to work, they dread it, and they do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday they start to feel a little bit better. Friday, they're extremely happy because it's about to be their weekend. Now, I don't want to say everybody Monday is actually Monday, your calendar Monday. Some people work, where they're off certain days, and then they work
Right.
maybe they're off 2 days, various throughout the week, and then they work 5 days, various throughout the week. But they all consider that day before their off day their Friday, whether it's a Monday,
Right.
Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Right.
So I don't want to just make it seem like Monday is the actual calendar Monday for everyone else. But I just want to put it to people in this terms. We went on that Zoom Thursday night, Friday morning, 3 a.m., Friday morning, 3 a.m., made our money pretty much. Well, you, me, Fred, and some more people, we hung out a little while afterwards talking. But for the most part, by 4:30, 5 a.m., everybody was done. Hi, John.
Right. Hey, John.
Went back to sleep. I personally didn't get up till probably like 12, 1 o'clock. I personally didn't get up because I had been up all day Thursday, and I just stayed up through the market hours at 3 a.m. So I changed my sleeping habit, went to that morning. But you can do that. Like, you don't have to be on a particular schedule. I mean, still you want to set you a schedule for your life, but it's gonna be your own schedule.
Your own
You're not
schedule.
basing your schedule as to I have to be to work at 4 p.m. and I'm gonna work from 4 to 4 to 2 a.m. Or you're not gonna go to work at this hour, and so everything is based on your work schedule. I work 12 hours a day for 3 days. I work 3 days, off 4 days. And everybody.
No, you don't. You work 7 days a week. You're a mom. You're never off work.
Well, I'm saying when I just had the one kid, and Target decided to do 3 on and 4 off, they started to do a platinum key where you can work 3 days and you're off 4 days. And I was like, ooh, I get to be off 4 days. And I jumped all over that. Very hard. Because I worked 12 hours, for 3 days. And then what most people didn't realize, or I didn't realize, I'll say, is that I worked 12-hour days, 3 days straight. My first day off, I spent sleeping because I had worked so much.
All right.
Then I did whatever business I had to take care of, for the next 2 days, whether it was doctor's appointments for my oldest, and I was pregnant with the second one at the time. So my doctor's appointments, anything that needed to be done, those are the 2 days that I did it, because on my 4th day was my day of rest because I had to go in for a 12-hour shift the next day. So it's really, it turned into only 2 days off. You know what I mean? I only really had 2 days off, and then the 2 days I had off, I spent running around getting stuff done. So, people don't look at it in those terms. So Forex, for some people, if done correctly and you follow the mentorship, follow what myself, Chasity, or whoever you are, if you're already in Forex, and we're all friends here, follow your mentorship. If you emulate, duplicate, whatever, if you have a millionaire mentorship, which we do, duplicate it.
Duplicate what they're doing.
Thank you. It's not hard. It's really, really not hard. A lot of them have already gone through the bumps, the scrapes of trying to learn how to do Forex, how to make it work in a 24-hour period and still have family time, my time, time to get things done, because, we still have to go get groceries. We still have to go, pay a bill somewhere, whether you pay it online or you go, sometimes people actually go to the place and pay their bills. It's just a way to free yourself. Like, if you use our method that Chasity and our team have, and it's only privileged to those who are on our teams, you can literally work at 3 a.m. and then the rest of the hours are for you.
Yep.
Like the rest of the day is for you.
Right.
2 hours.
Tell them we do the late night trading because it's the session that we like, but it's all different types of traders. I mean, you have swing trades and stuff, you know, because those are some of the products that the company offer where, you know, you get the swing trade, the fusion trader, the all that kind of stuff. And you get people that actually will call the trade for you. But you do want to still learn the skills so that you know if you're putting in the right order, because just because somebody gives it to you doesn't always mean that it's 100% right. So you're still supposed to, you know, be able to analyze what it is. But with all these tools that iMarkets offer, they're a plus. You know, the harmonic scanner, because I think you said if you pay for that on your own, it's well over what, $200?
$180.
Yeah,
Yep.
by itself. You know, so we're getting like all these tools and things at one rate where if you look, it's valued. I think all of them. What is it? The harmonic scanner, the swipe trade, the fusion trader,
the other tools.
And but well, I mean, I've seen them like in the back office and stuff. So a lot of those tools, if you add them on separately, they're very expensive. They're well over $1,000 just for the tools alone. And now we've added more tools because we'll be the first and only company to have a harmonic scanner for the cryptocurrencies. And if you want to learn what a harmonic scanner is, join iMarkets Live and we can tell you, you know, what it is. So like we say, it's lots of things that you will get with this company. You know, like you say, the millionaire mentorship alone is priceless. Just to be able for a millionaire to mentor you and to doing something positive, that's a plus in itself. I mean, you know, you lots of times you go pay for mentorships and I don't even know what the price is, but I know it's not cheap. And I mean, we're getting this just by being a part of this company, because just because you join the company, you can join under me, Tina, or whomever else. You can feel free to seek the mentorship you want from anyone in the company. So, you know, that's it, you know, and that's the beauty in it. Like, how many companies or opportunities can you join and, you know, you get millionaire mentorship? I mean, just that alone is priceless alone. And
I'm glad you piggybacked off that, because anybody who has a favorite celebrity, if you ever hear them interview, there's always that one interview or that one question when they do a particular movie, especially when they're young actors. They were like, how did it feel to be on the set with, you know, this, I'm just going to say, who was it that did? I'm trying to think of a younger actor that was with an older actor. But if you watch the Tyler Perry movies, that's what's coming to mind right now, because Miss Cicely Tyson is in a lot of his movies, and everybody knows her story and just her, you know, her history in making films. And you have these young actors and actresses. That's one of the questions a lot of them, when they are in a role where they get to be with these legends, these movie legends, they're asked, how did it feel to be on the set with XYZ? And they're like, you know, that person was really humble. They were willing to listen not only to the directors, they were willing to listen to me if they felt like, you know, if I'm telling them something and they felt like it's something that they could learn from, you know, and just a lot of positive feedback. The one thing that I would like for everybody to understand, that even though, you know, this is online and you're joining an online community, and to be honest, you don't know the person that you're talking to because you didn't grow up with them, or they're not down the street from you, things of that nature. But there are good people online, and to have people who say, I want to make sure you succeed, I want to help you succeed, and whenever they learn the teeniest little information, they pass it on to you. It's kind of priceless. I mean, to sit here and say, honestly, if you don't want to listen to anybody that you have signed up under or you found online that is associated with iMarkets Live, you still have Mr. Christopher Terry, who is the CEO, who calls trades daily.
Yeah, he calls
and makes millions
for you.
He calls a daily swing trade. So you can't say that, you know, there was nobody to help you. You may not have been at a point where you wanted to hear it, Maybe you felt like you knew everything, or maybe you felt like maybe they just weren't your cup of tea. But at the end of the day, iMarkets Live is probably, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, the only industry that has $1 million mentorship that is giving it to you freely.
Right. Because
giving it to you all willy-nilly.
Right. Speaking of millionaire mentorship, and we don't have to name any names, but you were in a room of some of the millionaire mentorship. How did that feel for you? Like, just, being around someone that came from the same struggles, if not worse, and just being around that and seeing how they took a negative and turned it into a positive, because they could have dwelled on their situation and stayed where they were at and still been miserable. But what they did is they decided to make a change. And like I say, you were in a room with millionaires. I know that had to be exciting just in its own, just being around them and knowing that they're humble.
I'll be honest too. To be in the room with them and to hear their beginnings, I can't say I share those types of beginnings,
right.
But I will say that it just says to me that if you have someone who could have easily just continued living the street life,
mm-hmm.
or someone who could have just listened to all the negative that has been spoken over their life,
right,
and decide for themselves that I need a way out, yep. And actively seek a way out.
Mm-hmm.
And they're telling you that they're no different than you are.
They're no
basically
different. Right.
Like through their story, they're saying, I am no different than you are. I just found a way. And a lot of times we think a way out to a lifestyle of being a millionaire or beyond is the fastest way is going to be, play a sport. A lot of young men of all races, because it's no longer just African Americans or Black people that, they feel like their only way out is to play a sport. No, you hear it from all races.
Everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. And the reason why I said that is because last year my daughter wanted to quit basketball. And this was before I found ForEx, so I wasn't enlightened to this new opportunity. But I told her, I'm like, if your friend who's 12 years old, and she's a white girl, 12 years old in the 7th grade, already has the mindset that her way out is going to be through basketball, and she's 12, and here you are wanting to quit because you just don't feel like doing something that you're good at. I'm like, you got to rethink your decisions here. I still think that playing sports, and I'm like this, get money wherever you can. And I tell my kids this all the time because I have 2 that are very good at sports. And I tell them, use that to your advantage. Get a scholarship, get an academic scholarship, get a sports scholarship, get them both. Don't just get one, get both. And use that to your advantage, because at the end of the day, the whole goal is to be in a better place. Like, I don't want to see them struggle, and I will do everything I can to make sure they don't. But at the end of the day, once your kids hit a certain age, they have to learn to fend for themselves. Like, it's just the cycle. They have to learn to fend for themselves. Right. So do you want your kids to continue the broken cycle, or do you want them to break the cycle and do better? So I say all that to say this is that now everyone has the opportunity to give their kids more of a chance to be better, because you hear all the time of great athletes in high school are just that, great athletes in high school. Right. They don't go to college, they get hurt, and they can't go to college on a scholarship, or it's sad to say some of them get a college scholarship off of their sport, whatever it may be, and they're not very good at school. Right. Because the schools allowed them to pass, and high schools still to this day will allow some students to pass because they want them out there on that field because they get scholarships. Yep. The school itself gets money, gets grant money, because they won X amount of games in football or in basketball or swimming. They get endorsements for those things. So they still, some places still pass kids
Yeah.
just because they know it makes them look good, which means there's more money funneled into that school system.
Yeah.
So that's, once again, as everybody likes to say, a pyramid scheme at the end of the day.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is still a pyramid scheme. They're using our children who have these talents, whether, like I say, sports, band, singing, any of those. They put our kids out there because if they win, those are accolades to that school. And then that school in turn can go and say, you know, where our band has won this particular competition X amount of years in a row, you know, is there any way that you can sponsor us? So what happens, then they get money from other you know, charities or things or whatever to sponsor those programs, which is now bringing more money into those schools. So it's still a pyramid at the end of the day. It's just, what type of pyramid do you want to be in?
Right.
Is what you have to figure out.
Yep.
What type of pyramid do you want to be in? So if you want to be in the pyramid where you're at the top, then learning this skill set might be your option. That might be your way out.
Yep. Yep.
You know, I would love to know what other people think. Like, you know, these are our thoughts, you know, because like I said, it's Talk with Tina and Chasity. These are our thoughts.
Right.
You know, Zari, Ashley, Anthony, like, how do you feel?
Right.
Like,
tell them, ask them, like, pretty much what is their whys, because we know our whys. Do you have your why you're doing something?
And if you don't have a why, then you need to find at least one.
Find a why.
Just
Right.
find at least one.
Because that's just like
Because
ask the question, how hungry are you? We don't mean food wise, because that's not the question that we're asking. We want to know, how hungry are you for success? Do you have a vision for success? Are you committed to being successful? Are you willing to be successful? And are you capable of being successful? That's the key thing, you know, because like you say, everybody doesn't have this vision. Some people have the vision only to just go to school, to just, you know, just pay for it, you know, get an education and work for somebody. For some people, that's it for them, you know, that's it, you know. And a lot of us, like you say on here, that are watching and part of the team, I'm sure if we all were to probably do a group call or something, everybody wise would somewhat end up being the same, you know, but everybody whys is different. So you always have to have a why as to why you're doing anything. And if it's only just for money, you will fail. Of course, this is to be in a better financial state, but if that's your only reasoning for doing, you will fail. So, you know, you have to learn the skill set so that you can, because even after iMarkets and stuff, just knowing how to trade, once you learn the skill set to trade, you can trade. You know, just iMarkets offers another part of the compensation plan, which, you know, like we said, it's not guaranteed, but if you work and you do what the way it's designed, everyone will win. Everyone will win. That's the way it's designed. You know, like we said, it's not a guarantee. So don't think that, oh, I'm going to join this and this is what I'm going to make. No, it's you join it, you learn it, and you work it, and then you will make the money. But you have to, you know, you have to put in work, because like they say, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody. And you know, if anything comes
like
easy, it's almost not even worth it.
That's true. I'm like this. At the end of the day, whatever the next person does, regardless of whether it's with iMarkets Live as a trader or as a recruiter, or if you work at McDonald's, if you work at Burger King, even if you work for Google, because Google has an affiliate program. They also have, I mean, let's face it, they have call centers, just like everybody else has a call center.
Right.
Whatever the next person does never puts money in your pocket.
Hey,
it will never put money in your pocket. Hi, Alvin. It will never put money in your pocket. Like my friend Gio would work 80 hours, and I was happy for him. I was not going to work 80 hours. And at the end of the day, him working 80 hours, I didn't see any of his money, and vice versa. He didn't see any of my money. But if someone is trying to invite you to something that is working for them, whether it's for you or not for you, I feel like you should at least hear it.
Right.
Like you should at least hear it
Yep.
and consider the opportunity and how it may turn out for you.
Yep.
I can't say, like I've always said growing up, because the one thing people would always say, you don't want to grow up and you don't want to be the one collecting trash. You don't want to be the trash man on them garbage trucks. And they make good money and they have very good benefits because they're paid either by the city or the state. Most of the time it's by the city.
Right.
They make good money, but the thing of it is that you're hauling off someone else's garbage. And that is why they say you don't want to have a job like that because of, they just don't want to do that. But like I said, everybody's whys are different, but can be the same. But it's not your why can't motivate me. It's only going to motivate you. Yeah. Anthony has listed his why. And to me, I feel like that's an awesome reason why to do this. Whether you have his situation going on, or you're a new mom, or like me, I'm an old mom.
Right.
I don't have babies.
Right.
I don't have babies, but I still don't want to miss time with them.
Yeah. Because to like let them know, like it's other people in the company as well. It's one lady, her story like actually motivated me even more. 5 months ago, she was living in the projects, and where she was at, she didn't want to be there. And she was introduced to ForEx, and like most people, when they do hear of an opportunity, they're skeptical. And the person that brought her in told her, say, I'll take you under my wing and, just give it a try. If you don't like it, because you can cancel this at any time. If you don't like it, let it go. Well, needless to say, 5 months later, she's out of the project. She bought her own home. Why? Because she learned a skill set. She learned it. Yes. She learned a skill set, and the skill set allowed her to have the financial freedoms to be able to put her children, and she's a single mom of 4 kids. I mean, how powerful is that? So it's no excuses when people say, oh, I can't do this because I have kids or this or this or that. It's no excuse. Like I say, that was just some extra motivation for me in this company, because like I said, we see it all the time. Like I say, some of us have the same stories and some of us don't, but just knowing, things like that, that's powerful. Like I say, 5 months ago, she was, right, Anthony, I know that's fun, but, she was living somewhere that she didn't want to be. Out. Right. And now, she's living, she bought her first home with 4 kids, a single mom of 4 kids. I mean, that's a lot of work.
And the most awesome part about that, because her being a single mom buying a home, that's an awesome feat in itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's other stories of single moms doing the exact same thing. Like they go back to school and they become a teacher, a lawyer, or a doctor or a nurse, and they turn it around for their family. The difference is that when you become a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, you're putting in a lot of hours at the hospital. You're putting in a lot of hours at the office. Her office is at home with her kids.
Yeah.
I think that's the more powerful part of her story.
Yeah.
Is that she turned it around. And I'm not diminishing her feat, because she is just like, she's in a category. She's an alumni of an extraordinary amount of people, even single dads. I'm not even going to leave them out. They turn it around, whether, like I say, they go back to school and they get an education for something. Mm-hmm. The difference between her success and their success is that her office is at home with her kids. Yeah. Like Anthony says, she can have Monopoly nights. She can have movie nights. Mm-hmm. She can just sit at home and let them get on her nerves. Right. And that's it. She doesn't have to leave. She doesn't have to go to somebody's business and sit at a desk or lean over a hospital bed or whatever it may be. She doesn't have to do any of that.
Right.
She doesn't have to go into a store because she's become, a general manager of something and go into a store and then babysit 12 other adults to make sure that they're doing their job. She doesn't have to do any of that. And she still has success. She still has the income to take care of herself and her kids and still be there with her kids. So she's got the goal, because all husbands, I feel, when they have a wife, they want their wife to be home, not because it's a traditional thing, but they want to feel, my opinion, they want to feel like they're providing for their family. They want to feel like the breadwinner for their family. So a lot of men will honestly look at this opportunity as a way to be able to do it. And he'll be that breadwinner. And then eventually the wife, you know, if they like anything like us, they gonna turn around and learn it for themselves anyway. But
because I got my husband learning ForEx too. You know, he's doing the studies too because he's ready to get out of his 9 to 5. You know, and that's the beauty, because like, you know, I get to to get his finances back. I know that's right, Michael. So because everybody knows that I have a 15-month-old, and you know, I get to spend, you know, time with him. Sometimes he aggravates, you know, because you're around your kids and that's what your kids do. But I love the fact that I'm even able here to be able to be here with him, because with my older son, even though I enjoyed what I did, I was a bartender at the time. I enjoyed what I did, but I was away from him a lot. So now I even get to be around, you know, with the extra moments with him as he gets older, you know, by me being able to work, you know, do this from home, or like I say, when we grow some more, because trust and believe I'll have a tutor with me, because we're not going to even let schools hold us back from what we want to do, because we're going to do what it is we want to do. So that's like the beauty when you are your own investor, and you know, like it's your own company, but it's still a part of a company, but it's yours, you know, because iMarkets won't call me and say, hey, get up and get on this trade. They don't do that. You know, I learn at my leisure, I trade at my leisure. And that's the beauty, is that all this is done when you want it to be done and how you want it to be done. Nobody can make you do it. You're going to do as much as it is that you want to succeed. So as much time and effort you put into this is what you will get out of it, because you have to put the most tedious part, I think, of learning this is just learning how to trade. Because once you learn it, my goodness, like I said, we're all waiting for tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 my time, 5:00 Eastern. You know, I'm looking to looking forward to the markets opening so that I can sit and learn some more. I mean, we're constantly learning different techniques, because there's no right or wrong way to trade, you know, but it's the fact that we're always learning something. And you know, like I said, I get to do it from home, or I can go sit in a Starbucks or somewhere, or you know, anywhere, wherever, the library, the park. I can take my kids to the park and I can still trade, and you know, we're having time together. You know, we're still having some time together, and I don't have to be confined to an office or stuck in traffic, or you know, sitting next to somebody I can't stand, and those kinds of things. So you know, that's just in itself right there, it's priceless. You're right, Siobhan. You'll never get time back. So it's what you do with your time is what makes it, you know, all the better. Because like you said, we can have Monopoly nights and family nights and video game nights and whatever the case may be. You can do that at your leisure, because, you know, you took on a skill set that allows you to be able to do that.
So. And I don't want to ignore Michael's why. He said is to get his fiance's kids back. And that's it's more than that. You know, once you get the kids back, you're able to spend time with those kids. You're able to take them places and make memories. I mean, not everything is about money, but you can't do anything without money.
Without money, right.
So it's a double sword. And the one thing about iMarkets Live, and I kind of touched on this when me and my husband was speaking, and if you don't recruit, then no, you don't get the residuals from that portion, but you still have a skill. My thing is this. If you work for any multi-level marketing company, you work for Avon, you work for
Mary Kay.
What's the other one? Mary Kay. You work for MCA. You work for, I think it's a tooth whitening thing that's out there now. You work for any of those people. at the end of the day, hear me when I say you work for somebody. Because if you don't bring in a new person or an old person who left and you convince them to come back, you don't get a paycheck. That's the difference about iMarkets Live and any other business. They're 100% willing to teach you a skill set, and at the end of the day, they just ask you to share it with 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't share it with 3 people, they don't sit there and say, well, if you don't share it with 3 people, you can't trade to make money.
Right.
You can still trade. They're still teaching you. They'll still teach you if you bring in 0 people, because you're paying your tuition for your education. They're not denying you your education. And that's the beauty of it. Because if you do something like Mary Kay and then you're like, I don't want to sell Mary Kay, I just want to learn Mary Kay, they'll be like, well, that's not that's not what we do. We need you to sell it. You know,
Right.
at the end of the day, we need you to sell it. You know, because like when I worked at Comcast, yeah, I'm there to help you with your bill, you know, downgrade you, upgrade you, or whatever. But let me go a week and I haven't upgraded somebody. They're like, yeah, but you need to, you know, you didn't sell any video services this
Right.
week.
So
Well,
in
then
other
nobody
words,
wants
there's
none.
no quotas to me. I mean, in this,
Yeah.
you want to get as many people, because the more people, yes, the opportunity is more lucrative, but you're not obligated to do so. That's the thing, because I know what you're
Mm-hmm.
saying. You know, in those companies, you have a quota, and if you don't meet those quotas, you either more than likely gonna get that pink slip, or
Yeah.
you know, it'll be some kind of reparation. Whereas with this, if you don't, like you say, if you don't recruit, you just don't recruit. But you still want to at least learn the skill set. So like you say, if I'm not making money on the trading side, then you're making money on the residual side. And not to mention that the residual side of this is something that can be willed to your children and your grandchildren. What other opportunity allows you to will your income to your kids and your grandkids? Because most companies, you pass away tomorrow, like, you know, on your way to work, you pass away or whatever, guess what? That, you know, all that income you made, they don't care. It's just out the door. So at least in this opportunity too, that's another benefit, is, you know, that you can will this to your kids and your grandkids, your income. So what is
You're right, Michael. You are
which
right. With
yep,
you, with this
yep.
company, it is all on you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can make you be successful, and you can't blame anyone else for your failures.
Show nope.
I think that's important. You can't blame someone else for your failures,
Nope.
because if you are on
That's right.
our
And
team,
welcome. We waiting on you to come in too. I see your comment. He said he's going to come in with Zari. So right, it's too good not
awesome,
to.
awesome, Zari,
All right. So come on,
awesome.
welcome.
Yeah, like you can't blame anybody else for your failures, because um you know, when listening, like we do all the motivational videos in the mornings and things like that, and hearing, you know, these awesome, these very talented people who were denied so many times in the beginning, and all
Mm-hmm.
they needed was just one chance. How many times do people sit here and they're like, you know, I've tried this and I've tried that, and it seems like it doesn't work out? Well, at the end of the day, there's something out there for you. There's always something for everybody. And maybe you're just not in the right place at the right time for your breakthrough or your moment.
Right.
And this could be very well your breakthrough in your moment. Nobody's saying that just because you learn to trade on Forex, you have to quit your job. If you are diehard, love your job, love it, love it, love it. The young lady I talked to yesterday, she said she loves working at Dollar General. She just loves it. And she was like, I would want to trade through the week and work at Dollar General on the weekend. That's just how much she said she loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, well, then you have to look at it in these terms. You're working at Dollar General on the weekend because you want to. It's not because you have to. Because she
Right.
works through the week on Post, because she said her job on Post pays her bills, and her job on the weekend, Dollar General, gives her spending money. And that was the reason, you know, and she said she loves working there because she gets to be social. She gets to talk to adults and things like that, because she works at a daycare through the week. And I said, well, look at it in this term. You can trade Forex, make all the money you want to make through the week and still work at Dollar General on the weekend because that's what you want to do, not what you have to do. No one is saying because you trade on Forex that you can't still work a job wherever you want. The difference is you're working that job because you have a passion for that job or you have a passion for whatever it is that you're doing. I was watching My Lottery Dream Home. These people won $11 million. This lady still wants to work there because she said she enjoys what she's doing and she loves it, and she still gets to see her friends and be around them and have that bond with them. She's doing it because she wants to do it, not because she has to do it. And so that's why I think Forex has something for everybody. It's not saying that just because you join iMarkets Live on our team that you quit your job immediately. If it's something you love, why are you quitting your job? You're just making it to where your job is no longer a necessity.
Right.
It's more of a want. Mm-hmm. And that's where people have to understand. Sometimes in order to do what you want to do, you have to step up in other areas.
Yep.
And in order to do what you want to do, you got to have money. So why not make money the easy way instead of the hard way?
What's that saying? They always say money is the root of all evil. No, it's not money is the root of all evil. It's what you do with the money is what makes you evil. Because you need money to do things in life. So if it's so evil, why does everything require us to have money? It's not that money is evil. It's the things that what people do with the money that makes them evil. That's the difference. So, like you said,
to look at Siobhan's comment where she says Forex can pay the bills, socialize on vacation, just saying. I completely get that, but are you going to pay for all those people that you once worked with, that you guys have this nice bond with? Are you going to pay for them to go on vacation with you? I kind of see it on both ends. I personally when I was talking to my husband earlier, I probably won't give up substituting. I mean, I don't have to go in every day, but I like it. I like to see the kids learning. I like to, even though I swear for God, some of them I couldn't take home. Lord knows. I have my own. I can't.
It makes a difference. So, like you say, just because you join Forex doesn't mean you have to give up whatever it is that you like to do. Because even like Zari always says, she's a gymnastics coach. She loves it, but she also loves Forex. So you can still do other things that you love, but this will just allow you to be able to have those, some freedoms and be able to do it at your leisure, and not because somebody say you have to do it. That's the difference.
Yep. Imagine this, because this just popped into my mind. Imagine this. I go into these schools during the week and I see some of these teachers, and it is obvious that they are burnt out. They're just there for the check because they A, gotta pay bills, and B, they want to retire with their benefits. So they're not going to quit their jobs. Mm-hmm. But when you see I'm just going to use my example. When you see a second grade teacher who sits there and let a student decide whether or not she's going to take a test, and just tell her, well, it's your choice. I'm like, excuse me. She's 8 years old. When does she decide whether or not she can take a test at school or not? Like, and I never seen this teacher take anything home in the afternoons. Teachers usually go home with stacks of papers to grade and check and things like that. A whole year, because I picked my daughter up every day. It was my daughter's teacher, and it was my daughter that decided she didn't want to take a test. And she decided, I didn't want to take a test today. Like, she told her, fine, it's your decision. She's 8 years old. She don't make no decisions. She goes to school. She's supposed to take her test.
Right.
Just that's the end of it. Because I came in there that day, and when she told me that, they had field day. She told me that. She was like, well, I didn't want to take field day from her, but she told me she didn't really want to take her spelling test today. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so she's outside playing? Oh no, me and sister girl went and sat in the gym. I told her, I was like, no, she's 8 years old. She does not decide whether or not she wants to take a test. She's here to get an education.
All right.
She's not going to make that decision at 8 years old that she can just do whatever she wants to do in class. No, you're the teacher. You said that we're taking a test. She takes the test. Not, I don't want to take the test, and then she goes about her day, and then she still gets to go to field day. No, we're gonna go sit in the gym. She cried, but you know, she's still alive. She's
Right.
10.
So you
So
got to, what you have to do with those teachers, those ones like that, introduce them to Forex, because, you know, like the teachers, whatever their retirement plan and stuff is, it's not really worth much anyway. You know, it's enough, you know, to be enough for them to do some things, but not really live on. So with those teachers like that, that don't like their jobs, because that's what, you know, Forex and stuff is good for, college kids, retired people, people who want to be retired, things of that nature. So Forex it's a market that pretty much, I think, anywhere from at least what, the age of 16, as long as they can fill out a W-2, they can fill out a W-9, is what we were told. So from age of 16, anyone can do this. So, you know, with those teachers and stuff, like you say, that don't really like what they're doing, you know, join the world of Forex. People who don't like their jobs, join the world of Forex. And even if you do like your job and you're just trying to do something supplemental, and you don't, you know, because most people are working like 2 jobs and 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. This is one where you can do, you know, from home, and like you say, you can still be with your kids and you know, things like that. And you know, you can be
I want to say that if you're in a position where you are making $200 out of Forex a day minimum, like, you know,
I'll talk to her.
past profits are not whatever the disclaimer is. You know the
Past-
disclaimer better than I do.
past future results.
Correct. But if you are so blessed to be able to do that, pull $200 a day out 5 days a week. That's $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month. You
Right.
cannot tell me that if you are a school teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a bus driver, you're going to gain passion for something, because you don't have to do something in order to live. You're already living. You are, your necessities are already taken care of. So you're able to find your passion. A lot of people, once they have that financial freedom, they end up finding a passion that they really love, whether it's working with charities,
Ooh.
whether it's starting.
Not to cut you
Yeah,
off,
whether
I got an email from iMarkets. The crypto analyzer has been released. The web analyzer for the cryptocurrency. See how our company is always working and always doing something for us. And this is things that you get just by being a part of this company. And, you know, like I said, if you guys want to learn like what some of the web analyzers and the harmonic scanners and stuff like that, so come join us. I mean, you know, we'll give you more.
You know, that's something we should do next week. That's something we should actually do next week. We should figure out and let everybody see the tools.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think that's what we should do on our next Let's Talk with Tina and Chasity. We're going to show you guys some of the tools up front so that you guys can see these things, because I can almost guarantee that, yes, paying the tuition, a lot of people don't, when you start talking about paying money, people start falling off like flies.
Right.
But the tools are so worth the tuition. Like, there's some people who don't know how to trade.
Let's talk with us tomorrow when the market's open. That way we can actually show them, you know, some of the live charts. And
not while I'm trading, though, because I don't want to talk to y'all while I'm trading.
Well, I'm talking about early in the day. You're gonna be trading at 5. Soon as you'll be trading at 5 o'clock.